Hey, what's up, everybody? How are you doing? This is your girl, Kelly Charles Collins, aka the Speaker Mogul. And no, this is not another episode of Black Women Rising. As you all know, we did a series on that. It's on my YouTube. Go watch it. Amazing women were interviewed on that. But I was getting ready to go live today to talk about expertise and making sure that your expertise is clear. And right before I got on, I saw a post by Jasmine Fluker. I hope I said your name right, Jasmine. And Jasmine posted about what is now, I guess, the exit economy and showing that over 600,000. So when I started the Black Women Rising series on my podcast, we were talking about like 300 to 400,000 Black women being pushed out of the workforce through layoffs and all the other things that they've been doing. And now that number is up to 600,000. So though I was like, yeah, I'm not really in the mood to come on here and do a live, it made it even more important for me to come on and talk about this because as we see these numbers climbing, what we know is that many of those women will not be going back into the workforce, either by choice or by force. And so we got to do something about that, right? We can be heartbroken by the numbers. We can be distraught over whatever is happening, but then we gotta take action. We have to do something about it. We can't just wallow in what is happening. And over the past few weeks, I have been home and I have been head down, really thinking about what is the role that I get to play in all of this? How do I get to leverage my gifts to change the trajectory of what we see that's happening in the economy for especially women who I know have the ability to create their own economy. And so, what is it that I can do in order to do that? And even with my hand all messed up, I have been working behind the scenes. And so, one of the things I wanted to talk about today, I'm going to talk about a couple of things today. One, I want to talk about just really clarity around your expertise. You know what your expertise is, but your market doesn't. And this is what I find for a lot of women who are experts who come out of the corporate world and then come into entrepreneurship. That transference of skills has us in a chokehold, right? We know what we did in the corporate space. We know that we were baddies when we were in that corporate space, that we ran teams, that we managed multi-billion dollar budgets. We did all of the things. But then we get into entrepreneurial world and it's a little different, right? The way that we have to talk about who we are and what we do and what we've accomplished has to change. It cannot continue to be the same that we've always done because corporate speak and entrepreneurial speak, two totally different things. So I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about we're having a relaunch party for the sixth Speaking Industry Expo. So in May, I launched and said we were going to do our Speaking Industry Expo. It was supposed to be in November of this year. We actually ended up moving it to March. And part of the reason is because I just didn't do a good job of messaging it, right? And so I want to make sure that I share with you why this is important. Like I know what my vision is and I knew what my vision was then, but I just really didn't honestly do a good job of explaining to you why it was important for you and why you need to be in the room. So, we're talking about all of these 600,000 Black women who are out there, some who are wanting to go now into entrepreneurship. I'm talking to you who are already in entrepreneurship and you're finding it hard that you have all of this expertise, but you still cannot find, can't get people to pay you for your expertise. I was looking in my emails and there was a woman who was saying, she can't figure it out. She can't figure out how to get paid for her expertise. And she's, really struggling with that. So I want to make sure that I do what I know how to do to help you with that. And that is really around positioning. And so the six that I'm going to be talking about, one is our relaunch party. Hey, Shante, our relaunch party that we're going to be having in December. And then also just the 6th, which is going to be in March. And some of the things that I have been doing and working on behind the scenes, even with my one hand, um, I've been here working, y'all, working, working, working. So, first, let's talk about this whole idea around clarity around your expertise. When we move out of the corporate space and we come into entrepreneurial spaces, we can no longer use that type of corporate jargon. The people who are purchasing from us as mentors, coaches, strategists, consultants, they are not looking for how we used to talk about things in the corporate world, right? They are looking at their life, their problems, the outcomes that they want personally, not what we were doing for an organization, not what we were doing for a team, not what we were doing for a bottom line. When we're talking about individuals, right? When we're talking to corporate clients, yes, we have to understand the bottom line. But again, they're looking for outcome. They're not looking for you to necessarily sell them a process. Nobody wants to be sold a process. Why? Because when you're being sold a process, that means I got to do something, right? What people want to be sold is the outcome based on the problem that they're having and the way that they talk about their problems. So, first things first, we want to make sure that our expertise is clear. When we say what we do, who we do it for, how we do it, we want to make sure that that comes out really really clear. And so we want to be able to explain that to somebody in one sentence. You've heard people, do their elevator pitches and their one-liners and their unique value propositions, whatever you feel like calling it, like whatever, whatever floats your boat. I call it your I verb do statement. Whatever it is that you want to call it, you want to be able to explain to people in one sentence what you do, right? So I work with accomplished women to help them position, package, and price their expertise so that they can command 5 and 6 figure contracts. That's what I do, right? Now, I may say it differently at different times, but that's essentially what I do. Now, how I do that in different ways. I do that through live events like the Six Speaking Industry Expo that's coming up. I do that through the Mogul operating system that I just built, which is my new AI software. There's many ways that you do what you do, but you need to be able to explain to people what they need done. So when I think about who my ideal clients are women professionals, women who have come out of the corporate space. They have years of experience. Most of them have over a decade of experience. And now they want to take that knowledge, that expertise, that experience that they had in the corporate space and leverage that as an entrepreneur to make money, right? So they were making money for other people in corporate. They want to make money for themselves. That's exactly what I did, right? I was a trial lawyer for over 2 decades and I was making money for other people. And I decided that I wanted to use all of those skills that I had as a trial lawyer, as an arbitrator, as a mediator, as a professor. I wanted to use all of those things in a different way. And so I became an entrepreneur. And now I get to leverage all of those skills to make money on my own. So, first things first, we got to make sure that we're not using corporate jargon, that we're using the language of the market that we are serving. And so, one exercise I want you to do is I want you to write down in a one liner, just in a one liner, write down what you do and do it so that a 12-year-old could understand it, a 5-year-old could understand it. They say that in this country, our comprehension and reading levels aren't that high, right? And I'm not saying that about your clients, but if you can quote unquote dumb it down, which is not a nice thing to say, but if you can make it so simple, right, that anybody could understand it, then your ideal client will understand it. I know I'm a creative person. And so I like all the cutesies, right? I like to make things sound great. But what I realized in this entrepreneurial journey is that cute doesn't sell, right? Cute is cute. But when we're using all of the fancy words, or we're using words that we created, or we're using what I call big A words, right? Which I'm always talking to my clients about not using their big A words. Those things throw your clients completely off, your potential clients, right? They will throw them off. And so you don't want to be using those. You want to get as clear as you can, as easy as you can be able to say it, so that when you're out networking, when somebody else has to share for you, hey Tanya, when somebody else has to share it, then they're not trying to stumble and bumble over all the things that you do. So some people have very long unique value propositions, one liners, elevator pitches. Try to get it really clear so that people can understand. So that's one thing. Number two, and this kind of goes back to what I was talking about corporate speak, but your clients do not they're not in your industry, in terms of they don't understand all the acronyms, they don't understand all the industry speak. What they know is that you are a person who potentially has the skills and the ability to help them, right? To solve the problem that they have. And so when you talk to them, this is what I was saying earlier about not talking about process, but talking about outcomes. They're looking for an outcome, right? So, for example, if you would say, I facilitate leadership development workshops. Great. Like that's, yeah, we can understand, right? Sounds good. But what if you said, I help executives build teams that perform? Or I teach executives how to speak up and create influence and buy-in whenever they are in a meeting. I don't know, I just made that up. It wasn't that good. That one wasn't that good. Don't take that one, right? But what you want to think about is, what are the outcomes, right? So I work with accomplished women to position, package, and price their expertise so they can command 5 and 6 figure contracts. What do you know from that? One is who my client is, who my potential accomplished women, right? Now that could be, for some people think that that's vague, but if you watch me, if you follow me, you'll know who I'm talking about. But so that could be, maybe you could say, oh, that part should be a little bit more specific, but accomplished women, right? So that's one thing. So it's accomplished women. So you know who I'm working with. You know what I do. I help them to position, package, and price their expertise. So if you're someone who isn't clear about your expertise, you're moving from, corporate into entrepreneurial spaces, or you're in the entrepreneurial space and you're finding that things aren't, coming the way that you feel that they should. There's probably a lack of clarity around what you do and who you do it for, right? So in there, who I work with, what I do, and what is the outcome. The outcome is that they can command 5 and 6 figure contracts. That's what my clients want to do. They want to command 5 and 6 figure contracts, whether that's from speaking on stages, it's from consulting, from facilitating workshops, from coaching. That's what my clients want to do. So if I say that, if I put that out there, and then my clients will understand. I'm not speaking in industry language. Now, some of it you may think, again, you may look at position, package, and pricing, and you may think, well, really, what does that mean? But because I say position, package, and price your expertise, it's very clear to people what it is that I do. So you want to make sure that your one liner is, again, in the language that your ideal clients are looking for. The third point is that you want to translate it into your client's language. Oftentimes we talk about the problems that we solve, and I find this from my clients a lot, especially when we're working on their signature talks. And I start to ask them, well, what are the problems that you're solving? Right? What do your clients, what are they complaining about? And on the other end of that, what is the transformation that they desire? And because, again, we're highly educated, right? Most of us are highly educated. Thanks, Shante. Most of us are highly educated. We like to show our education, and especially as Black women, we're always held to such a higher standard that we're used to going above and beyond, right? We're used to making sure that people know exactly who we are and what we have and that we are brilliant, right? And so sometimes it's hard for us to break down into simpler terms or to even look at how our clients are thinking about the problem. And many of our clients are us. So I always think about my clients as me, right? Before I decided to go on this whole journey of becoming an entrepreneur, my clients are me. They're lawyers, they're HR professionals, they're PhDs, they're medical doctors, they're people who are highly skilled, highly educated. And in their mind's eye, and in their heart, they know that they have a purpose and a purpose that is bigger than what they're currently doing. And they want to go out into the world and be able to do that. Right now, but they have to figure out how to get that done. They have to figure out how to translate that. And at that time, right, when we're in that space, we know what that problem is. But as we move further and further away, as we evolve in our businesses and we start to do more and more things and we move away from where we were in the beginning, it oftentimes is harder for us to be able to articulate those problems in that language. So we have to get really great at articulating our clients' problems in their language, not in our evolved language. And I have to tell you that for like in the beginning, this was really, really hard for me. A lot of the stuff I'm telling you was hard for me in the beginning. I'm a lawyer, right? I'm a trial lawyer. And I've been a trial lawyer since 1995. And so, being able to communicate, and sometimes I communicate at very high levels. Even now, like Sharonda, one of my clients, she gets on me. Even when I talk about the sick, she's like, Kelly, I need you to like get to the people. Like, I need you to talk to the people. Because sometimes in my mind, I am like, I know, I see the vision. I know where you need to go. I know. And I forget to come back to where you are so that I can take you on that journey. And so when you're thinking about how to make your expertise clear to the market, we always have to remember what I call I call it my bridge framework. So current state, where are people currently in their words, in their pain, in their frustration, in their aspiration? Where are they? What's their desired state? Where do they want to go? Not where you want to take them, because that's another thing that we do. We get really mired in what we want for other people, but we have to think about when we're trying to pull our clients in, we have to make them understand that we know where they want to go. Now, here's the rub with that, right? Some of them want to go somewhere or they want certain things. And the only way that they get there is because they need to do other things. And for us who are very highly accomplished, who are very smart, who have all the have all the things, we know what they need, right? And so we often talk about what people need. And again, this is a lesson that I've had to learn over these years. It's a very hard one because I still do it. Like, oh, what do they need? Like, I know people need positioning. I know people need offer packaging. I know that they need pricing. But what they're thinking about is not like, oh, some people will, right? Oh, Kelly, I need my positioning together. I need my packaging. No, right? I need to know what to charge. I need to know what they're going to tell me is I need to know what to charge or how much to charge. I need to know where and how I can find these speaking engagements. I need to know how to be more visible, right? Those are the words that they're going to use. I need to get clear, right, on what I do for people or how I explain that to people. I need to get clear on my messaging. I need to get clear on my elevator pitch, right? Those are the words, right? Those are the things that your my clients will say. So you got to be listening and thinking about what are the things that your clients say. Now, when I hear people say those things, what am I thinking? Oh, you need positioning, right? You need positioning around your message, around your expertise. You need the proper positioning, the proper branding, all of that. That's all positioning, right? And then when they're thinking about, well, you know, I need to make sure I want to know how to get 5 figures or 6 figures. Well, that's around packaging. So in my brain, I'm now translating that. And obviously, when they say I need to know what to charge, obviously for me, that's pricing, right? So in my mind, I know that those are the things that they need. But when I'm talking to you, like I'm talking about today, like you need clarity around your expertise. You need to be able to understand how to transfer your corporate skills into entrepreneurial skills and entrepreneurial messaging. Those are the things that that people would normally be saying, right? They'll think, well, I don't know how to transfer my skills from corporate to being an entrepreneur. That's positioning. That's part of positioning. So that one word for me encompasses a lot of things. I need you to think about what are the words, right, that you have in your mind, the things that you do, and you say that that's your expertise. And what does that sound like? Hey there over on IG. What does that sound like coming out of your potential client's mouth? Because that's how you're going to message. That's how you're going to position yourself, right? To be able to talk to them and to pull them in. So you want to make sure that you're framing your expertise as the bridge, but under helping them understand that I understand your current state. I understand where you are. I know you want to get on more stages. I know you want to be charging 5 figures. I know you want to be more visible. I know you want to be on more podcasts. I know you want to get more coaching clients. I know you want to be able to close corporate contracts, right? I know that you want to do all of those things, right? And so here's how I help you do that. But first, I have to let them know that I understand, that I am with you. I am where you are. I understand where you are. And this is how I'm going to get you there. So this is when I say, let's make your expertise clear to the market. First, we got to get you very clear about what your expertise is. And I know from being in this business, from being a lawyer, trial lawyer, to being a professional speaker, this business is not as easy as some people make it out to be, right? In terms of like, oh, you could just go out there and come do this 3-day challenge with me, and by the time you leave, you'll have 100 booked speaking engagements, 10 5-figure speaking engagements in the next 30 days. That's bullshit. I'm just gonna tell y'all that's bullshit, right? Unless somebody has a stage and they're responsible for paying the people on their stage, or they know somebody who's guaranteed to give you money, they can't guarantee any of that. So I never guarantee any of that. Like I'm not gonna listen, I can't put you on anybody else's stage. I can put you on mine, right? My stage is in the paid stage right now, but I can put you on mine. That's around visibility and awareness and positioning and all of that, right? That's within the wheelhouse of what I do. So we got to make sure that you get positioned. All the things that you want, those 5-figure contracts, those 6-figure contracts, being on podcasts, being on the media, all of those things that I've done, right? Everything that I've just told you I've done. I've written books, I've been on TV, I've been in articles, featured, like all the things, right? I've had 5-figure contracts, 6-figure contract, all the things. All of those things happened because of powerful and profitable positioning. Not because, like I just said, oh, I want to be on, whatever stage, or I want to do that. I had to position myself to be able to do that. And so for me, what I understand is that the question you may ask me, which I get asked all the time, probably the question I get asked most is, where and how do I find these paid speaking engagements that get these corporate contracts? Though that is your question, the answer is not, oh, go look over here or go contact this person or go on this website. It's not any of those things. The answer is you need powerful positioning. That's where this all starts. It starts with the positioning. Once we have the positioning, then we can work on your packaging and your pricing because we know who you are. what you sell, right? What is it that you're selling? To whom? What are the problems that you're solving? How do you solve them? How do you uniquely solve them? And why is this important to you? And why should anybody pay you to solve these problems? Like why? Right? The money, I always say this, the money resides at the level of why. Why are you doing this? Why should I choose you? Why should I pay you? Why? Right? It's like kids who ask why all the time. And this is why you're talking about the five whys, right? From Toyota. And getting to the root cause. Like, why should I care enough to open my wallet, right? Whether I'm an individual or a corporation to then pay you. And so we have to get really clear about those things before we start knocking on people's doors saying, pick me, right? Or I'm the person, or not even pick me because you don't want to be a pick me, but to be the person that people are looking for when they have the problem that they're seeking a solution to. And you want to be the solution, not a solution. And so your positioning is what's going to help you do that, which leads me to the two other things that I told you that I was going to talk to you about on this live, which are the relaunch party for the six. And then I'm also going to drop in another one, which is our mogul operating system. So when I think about how I work with my clients and making sure that they show up so that they can get the things that they're seeking, these types of contracts, these types of visibility opportunities, um, I thought about this industry. And originally, when I thought about the six, when the idea of the six came to me last March, when I was out South by Southwest, it was dropped in my spirit that the reason that I needed to do this event was that there wasn't a trade show for our industry. Like we did, everyone else has these trade shows, and it allows for people to look at those industries as industry. And if it's an industry and it's looked at as a real profession, then people know that they have to pay you. And so part of the reason that I really wanted to do this in the beginning was that I wanted to really disrupt the speaking industry. I wanted to disrupt this um, practice of undervaluing, underpaying, and really exploiting speakers. And particularly, I was focused on Black women and still am focused on Black women, Black and Brown women speakers, because I do believe that in this industry, whether we're talking coaching, speaking, training, consulting, that there is an exploitation of our skills. And as I started this video, I was talking about, now we're looking at over 600,000 Black women having been pushed out of um, the corporate economy since the beginning of this year. And so now this is even a more this is even more important to me, that if you are going to take on now your own economy, you're going to take on um, being responsible for using your mind to make money, that you need to know how to do that. And so that we don't end up being exploited. The other part of that was, okay, I wanted to disrupt the industry from the outside because I needed to show them, like, listen, this is exploitation. Like, what's happening here is exploitation. But I also realized that inside of that that whole exploitation, that we had a role to play as speakers, as trainers, as coaches, as consultants. We were also complicit because we were undercharging. Carla said, hey, Carla, because we were undercharging, right? And we still are. We're undercharging. Sorry, y'all. Um, we're undercharging. We're accepting just anything. If they say exposure, we're like, yeah, we out there, right? And only thing that you're getting exposed to is like a broke bank account, right? And so I started thinking about that, like, okay, I got to disrupt from the inside. I got to disrupt from the outside because I got to shift the way that people think. And then, um, I've been just doing a lot of work around AI lately. I actually love AI. And there are a lot of people who use AI, but they use it for toys. They use it for all the fun and games. And I do that too, right? I use it for the fun things. But I also realize the power in AI and the power of being able to marry AI to our expertise and then do something with that. I was watching a podcast last night, and there was the guest was saying that the people there's like two, well, really three types of people, right? There's the people who have their expertise and they're going about doing their businesses based on their expertise, right? They're using their expertise. They're the people who understand technology and they're out there and they're using technology and they're selling technology to the people who are using their expertise. And right. So there's those people. And then there are the people like me who understand that when you marry the two, right, technology inside of your business, when you marry the two, that is a like winning, lethal, amazing combination. And so moving the 6th from November to March has really given me the opportunity to lean into that. Now, the 6th was always going to be, have AI involved in it because I have been building custom GPTs, marrying my expertise with technology to be able to deliver, what I deliver in terms of my expertise. But it has gotten I have gotten even so much deeper into it to the point that I have now built what I call the Mogul operating system, Mogul, MOGUL operating system, which is my first, and I say first because I'll probably build something else at some point. My first SaaS product, so software as a service product. And what the Mogul operating system is, it's the first and only strategic AI advisor for what I call expertpreneurs. These are people who make money with their mind. And inside of that, I have built, there's actually at this point, I think 10 AI assistants, but inside of the thing that's being released now, there's 4 AI assistants. And we launched them through our position for profit that we did last month or earlier this month. And so it has 4 AI assistants. So there's Paisley who helps with your positioning. Remember, we talked about like getting real clear around your expertise. So she helps you get very, very clear, crystal clear on your positioning. So that's her job. And then we have Chloe, and Chloe is the content collaborator. So Chloe uses the information from Paisley because remember, I said you got to have your positioning. So Paisley and Chloe work together. Chloe uses the information from Paisley to help you to develop your content. So we look at what are your content pillars, what are the things that you need to be focused on, not just all over the place, because each of us, our expertise, there's many people who have our expertise, but we don't all focus on the same thing and we don't all lean into the same thing. And so, based on what you develop with Paisley, Chloe will help you take that specific expertise and then develop your content. And then Maya is the mogul marketer, and Maya's job is to help you to develop your marketing plan around your expertise and around the content. So Maya then uses the information, right, from Paisley and from Chloe to help you to develop your 90-day marketing plan, your content rhythms, and all kinds of stuff. And then we have Renee, who's your revenue architect. And Renee, her job is to help you build out a 90-day revenue roadmap. So you tell her based on all the things that you've created, how much money you want to make in the next 90 days, and she helps you to map that out. And so what I have done is to take my expertise around these areas, around positioning and packaging and pricing, all of the frameworks that I've developed, all of the strategies that I teach to my clients that I know get them results. They have gotten me results in my business and having me build, my 6-figure expertise-based business. And I have taken all of that and put it inside of these systems so that you can have access to that without necessarily having to have access to me, right? So the AI takes that over. What's interesting and what's not even interesting, what is important to understand about the mogul operating system, which we will be leveraging at the six, because there will be additional assistants who are not being released yet, who will be released there. So remixing around repurposing content, um, Sonia around being your sales coach, Aaliyah, who's the authority pricing model consultant, and she'll help you with market validated pricing. We have Octavia, who's going to help you build out all your offers. So all of those will be released inside of the six. What I want you to understand is that the mogul operating system and the six, the goal is to help you to AI wire your business. We have to understand how to really leverage AI. And what I was saying about the mogul operating system is that this is not chat GPT prompts. It is built in chat GPT, but I'm not giving you a bunch of prompts. The only prompt that you need when you use this system is the word hello. Once you say hello, they take you on the journey. You do not have to come up with any fancy prompts. You don't have to, all you have to know is who you are, what you do, who you do it for, why you do it. Like, you just have to be able to answer questions about you and your expertise, and the whole system will take you through everything that you need. You only need the word hello. It doesn't matter who you're working with, whether it's Paisley, Chloe, Maya, or Renee. All you gotta do is say hello. If you don't believe me, go on moguloperatingsystem.ai. Let me throw up some of these QR codes for you for a second. I don't think this one's on here. I'm gonna put this on here. But the mogul operating system, you can go on there and you can see experts who are just like you, who have used the system. And so they'll tell you all about it. So I'm gonna put this in here. It's hard to type with these 1.5 hands. So let me put that up for a second. I'll put that QR code up for a second. And then so that's the mogul operating system. It's $997. It's lifetime access. So for $997 for lifetime access and 60 days of support, you can get access to that. So that QR code that you see, that is for the mogul operating system. So right now we're at 38 minutes and 51 seconds. That QR code is the mogul operating system. Now, the mogul operating system is the backbone, is the foundation upon which the sixth, the Speaking Industry Expo, is built. The sixth is going to be in person March 16th through the 18th in Atlanta, Georgia. You need to be in the room. I promise you, you need to be in the room. You're going to come into a space where we're going to be using AI. We're going to be doing the work. This is the first business incubator like this. This is an AI wired business incubator. Nobody's done this like this for expertpreneurs. We've done it for all kinds of other people. People may have been doing it, but just focus specifically on people who make money with their mind. There is nothing out there that just really focuses on us. And that is my mission, that I'm going to do everything that I can to create things where the focus is on us, people who use our mind to make money. So I'm going to put up now the QR code for the six. So that one should be up now. Let me take them all down and then put it back up. Okay. So this one is, so we're at 40 minutes, 21 seconds. This is the QR code for the Speaking Industry Expo. You can go learn about it. Tickets are either $500 for general admission or $950 for mogul. They're at this recording. As of this recording, there's 12 mogul seats left. I'm telling you, go get it. Hey, Holbert. You want to go get it, or get your general admission ticket for $500. Either ticket is going to get you the goods. And when you leave, because this is a business incubator, when you leave, you will leave with you will have things done, right? You will have things done. You'll know your pricing. You'll know your offers. You'll know all kinds of things. you'll have all these things done. So, you need to be in the room. So it's Speaking Industry Expo, xpo.com is the link, but there's a QR code on the screen. Now, last thing I want to tell you about, and everything goes together, right? So we have the Mogul operating system, which is the foundation for the event. We have the event itself, which is happening in March. So I still want to do something in between. So next month, December 16th, we are having, I call it a relaunch party. The reason I call it a relaunch party is because I launched it, right? In May when the event was supposed to be in November, but now it's going to be in March. So we're going to relaunch it so that I can really help you understand what this event is about, why you need to be in the room. Remember, I said money resides at the level of why. So I need to get you to understand why you need to be in the room, why this is so important for you. If you're an expertpreneur, if you're somebody who wants to make money with your mind, this you have got to be in this room. What I can tell you for certain is that there's probably nobody like that's as like um concerned and cares about y'all like I do, right? And this, my clients will tell you, I will check on them, I will call them, I will like follow them. I'm like, hey, that I, no, right? Because I want to make sure that they win. That is my whole mission: is to ensure that women's value, Black and Brown women's value, is not erased. And so, whatever I'm building for that reason. So, December 16th, we are having a party and it's on Zoom. It's free. It's 7 p.m. Eastern, but you just need to register so that I know who's going to be in the room. And here's this what we're doing, because I don't want to just have like a boring Zoom party. I am giving away over $40,000 in prizes. 40,000, 40,000 in prizes when you show up. So let me put up that link. I'm going to put up, so this one, this QR code, which is at 43 minutes and 22 seconds, this QR code is for the party. Again, it's free, but you just need to register, or you can go to meetmeatthe6.com. And once this is over, I'll put all of the links in the comments so that you all can see it. And let me show you, I want to show you the page for Meet Me at the Six because it doesn't go to a regular registration page. This is how we are going to capture your names and so that you can get your number of entries into the raffle. So the more you do, the more you get, right? The more entries that you get into the raffle. So let me show you I don't know why that came up. Let me show you what happens when you go to meetmeatthe6.com or you scan the QR code that's up there now. It's going to take you to this page. So it's going to take you to this page and you'll see that what you need to do is it'll ask you to log in. So you're going to log in using your email, Facebook, Google, Apple, or LinkedIn. So say for instance, I said I wanted to log in using LinkedIn. It's going to go to my LinkedIn. It's going to sign me in. I'm going to allow. Okay. It has me already signed in because I am I am the person. So it's not gonna let me see if I can show you what it looks like. This is really the back end. So I'm gonna show it to y'all anyway because I want you to see. Let's see if I can preview it. Hold on. Hold please. Oh here. Well, it's still gonna show it. Oh here. Let's see if it'll show it this way. Yeah. Oh, you know what I'll have to do? Hold 1 second. I need to uh, let me this is this is what happens when you use technology. Hold on 1 second. Let me I gotta go in and change something for a second so that you all can see it. All right, it won't let me do it. Anyway, so let's go back to that. This is what happens, y'all. Okay. So when you go to this page, anyway, when you go to this page, what you want to do is you want to sign in. You want to log in using one of those things. When you log in, it is going to pull up it's going to pull up two things for you. One is that you have to confirm that that's you. And then the second is going to take you to a form that you're going to register. But then you're going to come back to this page. Why are you going to come back to this page? Because this page has different things. Hey, Robert Kennedy. This page has different things that you can do, like go visit a Facebook page or watch a video or share the party with other people. It has all of the things that you need to do. And when you do that, you will get extra entries into the raffle. And like I said, there's $40,000 worth of prizes up for grabs. The grand prize is worth $15,000. So yeah, like why wouldn't you do it? It's free, it's gonna be fun. You'll learn all about the six, why you should be there. I'll show you a little bit about the mobile operating system and how it works. And let's get you set up for 2026. Let's get you moving so that if you are part of the 600,000, if you are part of not the 600,000, but you've been out here in these entrepreneurial streets and you are still speaking for free, people still aren't paying you for your expertise. You still can't figure out, though you're brilliant, though you have every degree and certification and every honorific and all the things, why you are not making money in your business. Let's figure out your positioning. Let's figure out your packaging. Let's figure out your pricing because those are the things that are holding you back. So I need you to join me. Join me December 16th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's free on Zoom. You just need to go to meetmeatthe6.com or scan the QR code that you see up here right now at 48 minutes and 24 seconds. Scan that QR code and it'll take you directly there. And then just join me. Come listen. It doesn't hurt to listen. It costs nothing to listen. And you will see that what I'm offering at the 6 in March and what I'm offering through the mobile operating system will completely change your business if you lean in, if you invest in yourself, if you invest the time and the energy to prepare yourself for the things that you say that you want. We often talk about these things that we want and we want to do this and we want to do that, but we're not willing to do the work that it takes to prepare ourselves and put ourselves in position to be able to get those things. The people that you see out here getting it are the ones who have taken the time, right, to put themselves in rooms, to invest in themselves, to prepare themselves, to position themselves to get the things that you're saying, well, why are they getting it? I'm smarter than them. I know more than them. I have more degrees than them. Yes, but they have more action. They are taking more action than you. They are investing more in themselves than you, right? Free can only get you so far. There's lots of information out there. The idea is that we have to implement, and that's what we're going to be doing at the 6 in March. It is a business incubator, which means that you are going to implement on site. If you're not a person who wants to implement, then don't come. But if you're somebody who's like, no, I want to do the work, go on moguloperatingsystem.ai and go watch the testimonials of the women who just came to Position for Profit. That was 3 days. They worked with the operating system for maybe a little over 3-4 hours. And look at what they said about it. And now think about coming to Atlanta and being there with me for 2 days or 3 days and just diving deep and going in. It's going to be game changing. It's going to be life changing for those who decide to take the time, for those who decide that you are worth it, to invest in yourself. So you have options, right? One is the 6 that's happening in March. Tickets are $500 or $950. Or if you're like, I can't make it to Atlanta during that time, I have a scheduling conflict or something else, and you can't make it there, but you do want access to the things, some of the things that are going to help, all the ones who come in March to move forward, then you have the Mogul operating system, and that's $997, and you have lifetime access to four of my AI assistants, which again are all built as advisors, analysts, and strategists, and are built based on my decades of expertise and experience and my strategies and my frameworks. Nobody else has built them like that because nobody else is me. And nobody probably cares enough to do the things that I've been doing with them in order to make sure that they get you um, what you need and to be able to give you the deliverables to go out there and implement in the world. So had no idea that I was going to be on here for almost an hour, but here we are. I'm excited. I hope to see you at the 6th in March. Go to speakingindustryxpo.com. I hope to see you December 16th at our kickoff, our relaunch party. And again, that's meet me at the6.com. That's free. If you know anybody who needs the information that we talked about earlier in this video, who should be in the room, who should be at the party, or you just think, you know what, this sounds really good, and I need to share this with my network because there's some people that may see this and need to be there, then I'm going to ask you to do that. Tag some folks, tag 3 people, tag 5 people, just tag some people, and then show up so I can see who's entering and who can be there on December 16th, who's going to be there. You have to be present, registered and present to win these amazing prizes. So yeah, go to meet me at the6.com, register, share it with your people, share it with everybody, share this live. And until next time, take care. P.S. If you celebrate Thursday as Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. If you don't celebrate, happy Thursday. Hope you have an amazing day, whatever it is that you do. And this comes off on Wednesday. I'm very excited about that. All right, y'all. Take care.